to another episode of the Retro Cellar. My name is Brad. Today we're going to be taking a break from the handheld consoles. We're going to be covering something different. This is called the Gamebox Hero. You can see it's just a little thing. It's a powerful little thing though. It's actually a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus system. Running Retropie. Actually has thousands of games on it. Like I said, it's from a site called Gamebox Hero. There are actually two versions of it. There is a gold version which has 5 systems on it, which are the Game Boy Advance, Atari 2600, NES, SNES, and Sega Genesis. Runs you about $139, $149 with cheats. Or you can get what I got, which is the Platinum Edition, which has 17 consoles on it that include N64, NES, SNES, MAME, Sega Genesis, 32X, Master System, Game Gear, Game Boy Advance, Atari 2600. They just added the 7800 to it, the Atari 7800, which I don't have on this one, unfortunately. But I believe the ROMs are on it, or the emulators are on it, and you could add ROMs to it. 5200 emulators are also on it. It has a Neo Geo Pocket and Pocket Color, and TurboGrafx 16. This will run you about $159, $169 I think with cheats. They also have a coupon on it, which you could get $10 off, which runs you about $10 to $20 more than the gold, which has 5 systems. So I don't know why you wouldn't go to the Platinum Edition to get 17 total systems. These things, like I said, can hold thousands of games. Is it perfect? No. N64 gets glitchy from time to time. I haven't really explored it totally. You can add, remove your own ROMs, really customize it. The Raspberry Pi is an amazing system. This is an amazing system. Like I said, it's a little pricey if you really think about it. It's not, considering what you get on it. Like I said, $159. You could go a different option where you can get your own Raspberry Pi. There's even a new version, Raspberry Pi 4, that just came out, which is more powerful than this one. That'll run you about $40, $50. You can get a case for it for $10 to $20. It'll run you like a third of the price of this. However, it's got thousands of ROMs on it, which would take you hours and hours and hours to collect them and to load them up on here. I'm willing to spend that extra money in order to have to not spend so much time doing it, because I don't have the time. But if you already have your own ROMs, you probably already have Raspberry Pi. This is, to me, was the best option. This was the best way to go, and that's why I got it. So we're going to hook this up and give you a rundown of what it can do. It also comes with 2 SNES style USB controllers. You can also connect wireless controllers to it, including PlayStation 4, Xbox One controllers, and you can map the buttons however you choose to. So many options with this thing that I'm probably not even going to be able to cover completely. Check it out, Google it. Anything you need to know about Raspberry Pi, go to the Gamebox Hero website, which we will put a link to down below. But how about we hook this thing up, give it a run through, and see what you think. And also at the end of this, my son is dying to cover this one. We'll have a kid's perspective on this as well. So let's get to it. Alright, before we actually hook it up and run some games on it, let's have a real quick look at it. As I said, it's a little on the small side. It doesn't weigh much. There's just a little teeny board in it that obviously doesn't weigh much or take up much space, so that's why the case is small. Again, it's a powerful system. There's a heat sink inside to help dissipate some of the heat, especially when you're running more complicated or larger ROMs on it. You have 4 USB ports in it here, which is where you can hook up 4 controllers to it, or imagine other accessories. Also an Ethernet port, which isn't entirely necessary because you can connect this to your Wi-Fi. You can even network it to your computer or laptop, where you can transfer some ROMs and make modifications to the system if you choose. There's a either an audio out or headphone jack, HDMI port, and a USB mini which powers the system. Like I said, not much to it, but there is a lot of power in this little dinky thing. And here is one of the controllers. It's basically a SNES controller, kind of knockoff. Nothing special, feels just like a Super Nintendo controller. Has shoulder buttons, D-pad, which is acceptable. Nice clicky buttons. They're not rubbery or mushy at all. Start, select. But as I said, you can hook up wireless controllers, your Xbox, PlayStation wireless controllers. You can also hook up any other USB controller to it and map the buttons as well. Very customizable. The cords are actually pretty long, and there's a cable extension, so you can sit pretty far away from the system. So being wired isn't that much of an inconvenience. But I haven't actually hooked up the wireless ones to it yet. But I will eventually, and then I could just not be bothered with such a long cord. But anyway, let's just take a look at it and see how good the system runs. Okay, so this is basically what you're going to get when you boot the system. This is the main menu. It shows you the various emulators that are running. This first one here being arcade with 1,347 games available. Atari 2600 with 2,541 games. Atari 5200, there's a ROM on it that I loaded. The emulator appeared once I loaded up the ROM, which was Jungle Hunt, just to test it. Didn't actually run, so I haven't uploaded anything else yet. Sega Game Gear with 649 games. Original Game Boy with 600 games. Game Boy Advance with 505 games. Game Boy Color with 1,001 games. Sega Master System with 364 games. Sega Mega Drive or Sega Genesis with 951 games. Nintendo 64 games with 104 games. They don't all run great on it. I believe the controller has to be remapped because the directional pad isn't working right. Haven't gotten around to that yet. Regular Nintendo with 787 games. Neo Geo Pocket with 11 games. Neo Geo Pocket Color with 148 games. PC Engine, otherwise known as the TurboGrafx 16, with 664 games. PlayStation 1 with 103 games. This would be your Retropie menu where you could do a lot of configuration, modifying it. This is where you would do the remapping and things like that. Also where you would go to upload your ROMs. It's the Sega 32X with 36 games. The Sega SG-1000 with 94 games. This isn't actually listed on the website, so this is a bit of a surprise that this is there. Super NES with 785 games. This is where you would mark certain games as favorites so that you don't have to do a search because there's so many games. So this is where you would go to save games that you want to go to without having to go through each menu. And then back to arcade. So why don't we start with arcade? This Silkworm is the one ROM that I added. One of my favorite arcade games of all time. Used to remember playing this at a 7-Eleven, and I dominated at this game. Not so much anymore. It's awkward playing it with a controller as opposed to your regular arcade stick, but this is pretty faithful to the arcade game. I mean, it's a real good ROM. It runs great. Love this game. See, already death. This is a game that would work far better with an arcade stick, but you can actually load up a USB arcade stick would work with this as well. Mortal Kombat 3. Yoy. Little outrun. Running flawlessly. Little R-Type. One of my most favorite games of all time. Also the reason I got a TurboGrafx 16 when it came out. When I saw that this was on it, I had to purchase the system. And because of that, it's still one of my favorite systems of all time. Moving over to Atari 2600. Again, tons and tons of games on this thing. I always sucked at this game. Classic barnstorming. Oh. Classic Defender. Killed already. Sorry. How odd, they don't have E.T. on here. Perhaps the greatest video game of all time. It's a shame it's not here. Fear not, I do happen to have a pristine copy of it for the Atari 2600. Perhaps there'll be a review in the future of this. Or not. Perhaps the greatest version of Pac-Man ever. Boy. See how many times I can die as quickly as possible. I admit this controller doesn't work as good for this particular game. And you want to go that way. Alright, let's not play that game. That's terrible. Over to Game Gear. Here's an idea of what's in here. And tons. Little fantasy zone here. Considering it's a Game Gear was a inferior system, they did the pastels pretty well in this. It's like a poor man's version of Devil's Crush. Rain. Oh, ball save. Save your balls, people. Like I'm just humping the building. Couldn't do a proper review without doing some kind of Mario game. Have a Sega Master System. Actually own all of these systems, but it's nice to be able to play them without worrying about yanking out the cartridges and searching for them. The system is also a good way to if you really want to keep your system safe without having to worry about damaging them. This D-pad's working on this game. It's working pretty darn good. Not struggling with this one at all. Little Super Smash Brothers. This is Bonk's Adventure on the Nintendo NES. This is Bonk's Adventure on the PC Engine / TurboGrafx 16. Just to show you that it's better than the NES version of it, both in sound and gameplay. Graphics are better, but this is a 16-bit graphic system as opposed to the NES's 8-bit, although it's technically an 8-bit system. So there's a game for the TurboGrafx 16, this one being Arizonk, which is sort of a spin-off of the Bonk games. This will be one of the few ways you can play it these days with an emulator, because this game is hard to find and it's very expensive. It goes for hundreds of dollars online. Great game, graphically speaking. Very different. Oops, I just missed that. Haven't really had a chance to play it, but it's a great game otherwise. Great pinball game for the TurboGrafx. The prequel to Devil's Crush. I'm not going to go too much further playing games on this thing. I mean, there's other systems I haven't showed you yet. I could do this all day and this video will be hours long. So I'll just do one more, which is one of my favorite shooting games of all time, Blazing Lasers. Okay, that's our quick run through of the Gamebox Hero Raspberry Pi retro gaming system, Platinum Edition. Like I said, you could spend days on this thing going through what's actually here. Thousands and thousands of games. Add some, take some away, do whatever you want, configure it to your choosing. It's a great system. Highly recommend it. We play it all the time here. So why don't we bring out the little guy and have him play around with it and tell you what he thinks of it.
Hello, my name is Braden, and today we have the Gamebox Hero Platinum Edition. The size is like a cartridge, and it has thousands of games on it. So here is the controller. It looks like a Super Nintendo controller. I think that's what they're going for, and yeah.
You ready to have some fun and play it?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to cover, but we're only going to have a time to do just a little bit of it. But we'll try to put the best ones on.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at it.
Yeah. I see some Sonics, but no.
That's Sonic and Knuckles.
What is the Sonic and Knuckles? Sonic the Hedgehog right here.
Yeah.
Okay, there.
Here comes the kid. And he's got it. To the 22 hit as he gets to the 18-yard line. First down for the Niners from the San Francisco 21. A 57-yard kick. San Francisco will start first and 10 at the 21-yard line. Montana brings them out of the huddle. San Francisco lines up, calling signal.
How do you hike it?
I don't know. Hit a button until it hikes.
Gets the block. Tucks it away. He sweeps right. Takes it outside to the 40. He's down.
Good run, buddy. Runs pretty good. And we're playing Super Mario Land from the original Game Boy. Got tons of games from this system.
Like the best pinball game ever.
It's one of my favorites. This is Devil's Crush from the PC Engine or TurboGrafx 16. Fast is actually better on this. Press and hold it until it comes all the way down, and then let it go.
Okay.
There you go. Don't forget to use your flippers.
Okay, these are the buttons used.
Yep.
What's
This
the other
controls
side?
You gotta punch.
What button do you punch?
I don't know.
figured
There
it
you
out.
go.
So it's B.
Hit the same button to pick that up. There you go. Swing away.
Take that.
Don't jump in that.
Okay.
Oh, bummer.
I couldn't figure. Which one am I? The monster?
Yep. This is Super
Gotcha.
Street Fighter 2 still on the PC Engine TurboGrafx 16.
This is weird. The only control I found was just to punch up.
Oh, he set you on fire. We haven't played it before, but you're not doing too bad. You just figured out a special move there.
Eat him.
That'll one more time and you got. Oh, he got you. You only did it one more time.
This was in
All right, let's do some Atari 2600. Look how many games are available. 2,541.
I almost already died.
Yeah. This is going to be tough. They're hard to jump over. Jump! You did it.
Yeah, I fell.
Yeah, you could go back up and wait till they go by. There you go. This is one of the first side-scrolling games. Oh, you got to swing on that vine. That's going to be tough. It's one of the hardest things to do, other than the alligators. Oh, he gets it.
How do I jump off?
You got to hit the same button, but when you get to the end. Or push down on the controller.
Okay. What?
There, that's how you do it, just not in the middle.
Racing game?
Yeah, it's the pole position on the 2600.
This is hard.
It ain't easy. Stay on the road.
Okay. No.
That's a car. There. Another one. Believe it or not, that's a vehicle.
Yeah, it looks like a haystack. Okay.
This is Championship Boxing on the Sega SG-1.
Okay. I'm figuring out the controls a little bit. Which one am I? Okay, I'm the short dude.
Yep, gotta throw a punch. There you go.
This is hard.
You got him though.
Don't let him get a single punch out of me. I'm just hitting the same button.
What did you think of the Gamebox Hero?
I loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah.
We just gave a real small sampling of what's on it. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of games on here.
I just eat that fight right away.
Yeah, I know you like that game. On the Sega SG-1, that was one of your favorite games. So, we could spend days on this thing. So that's just wanted to give you a quick run through of what's on it exactly. So, what do you think of it?
Loved it. I love it.
Are you gonna play it again?
Yes.
Are you gonna recommend more people to buy this thing?
Yep.
Oh, me too. All right, well, let's give it a thumbs up. Ding.
Goodbye.
Peace out.
Peace.